More reasons why the Afrikaans who are being smuggled into America by Donald Trump under a refugee status during this particular political climate is just not going to work is that no one is factoring in the LGBTQIA community, which is quite large and in charge. The alphabet mafia is no joke. They pick up every ethnic, racial background, which is also quite large. And one thing they are not are racist, because they have had to band together in order to fight for their rights, and they're simply not fighting each other over race at all. They're not racist whatsoever, and they staunchly oppose racism. So that's going to pose a problem, because sometimes you're not going to be able to know who's in that community and who isn't in that community. And then on the other hand, you will absolutely know who's in that community, because for the first time, probably Afrikaans are going to be seeing men with full beards and mustaches, wearing makeup, dressed like girls, out in the public every day on an ongoing basis. Yes, welcome to Babylon. Okay, they are absolutely everywhere, and that's going to be really interesting to digest. Then on the other hand, you also have big, grown, dusty, crusty men that are just wearing dresses and lipstick. And don't you dare look, don't you dare say nothing, don't you dare approach them, don't you don't even act like you can't even see them. Ignore them, because they will attack you. They sure will. So you've got that to deal with. And that's going to be a culture shock for you coming from Africa, where that is not something you really see here. So not only are you going to be seeing it live in your face, you're going to be seeing it all over billboards. There are some billboards here in Africa, but there's largely large swaths of land. In America, it's fully developed. So there are billboards absolutely everywhere, and they are perverted. And you are going to be inundated with homosexual perversion and witchcraft on all of these billboards everywhere you go, and it's going to be completely inescapable. And that's going to really be uncomfortable to deal with. It's also going to be on television. When you turn on the TV, it's going to be all on your American algorithms. It's going to be in the radio. It's going to be in movies. It's going to be everywhere, because the fake Jews who run Hollywood entertainment media push this filth on purpose, intentionally, to lower the morals of a country. They've done this to every nation that they've slithered into. If you look up historical facts about them. They also run the schools and education and everything else. They are the shadow government of America. Speaking of schools, your kids are going to go to school with children who identify as a pronoun and don't know their genitalia one to the other. So that's a reality. The Biden administration really pushed that hard for the 4 years he was in, which is why so many people voted for Trump. But unfortunately, Trump lost his base. When he went in there with your boy Elon, and Elon went in there with the chainsaw and then started firing 83,000 veterans and closed the VA hospital and fired 300,000 federal workers and then cut Medicaid and just started destroying America, Americans don't even have a nice feeling about white South Africans right now. He put a lot of it, so it's just a really bad time. So then even if you went to private school, because private schools are much different from public schools are largely overcrowded and their curriculum is Common Core, which totally sucks. Private schools, you're going to deal with it too. If you go into a private school, they're expensive. Like a good private school is around like $2,200 to $2,500 a month for one kid. I found a good one for my second set of kids, and it was like $1,800 a month for two kids, and that was $3,600, $1,800 each, whatever. And it's just not cheap. It isn't. So if you are an African refugee and you go to a private school, you're going to have to deal with moms who are going to be like, Am I paying for your kids' education in this private school? There's classes of people, and the class of people that go to private school have money, and it's all about what do you do for a living and all this kinds of stuff. And you're not going to really fit into that community. You're not. And because people are going to be nosy and they're going to question you. And if you're there on an American welfare check and the taxpayers are paying for your kids to go to private school, it's just not going to work. Like, there are real actual refugees who are in actual life-threatening circumstances due to America destabilizing their country somewhere along the line, and they are fleeing because they genuinely need refuge and asylum. So to be criminalizing those people who have followed the legal constitutional guidelines and are being now deported and thrown into torture prison camps, which there are multiple advocacy groups that are like fighting for them, who are largely white. Like, everyone's just on high alert and paying attention to why Afrikaans, who are under no duress, who are just really upset because apartheid didn't work and are headed to Africa, America, that's I'm telling you, that's not going to sit well with anybody. It's already not sitting well with anybody. The people that didn't think that Donald Trump was a racist, the veil has been completely lifted. And everyone is mad right now that he's kicking out genuine people who need help and then putting in colonizers who stole everything that they own and don't even want to admit it. Now, speaking of not admitting it, I'm sure the Afrikaans are not going to be like, oh, things are so terrible over here. No, they don't even want to admit that they're Dutch. They don't even want to admit that everything they have and been handed to them was literally taken from original indigenous South Africans. You can't even get them to admit that. So they're definitely not going to be like, oh yeah, things are bad here. No. And then on top of that, there are some people saying that Trump is bringing them in as ICE agents. And then there's this other thing going on with like farmland, that they've taken farmland from Americans and now Elon Musk bought it and he's passing it over to white farmers. So you're taking American land from Americans and giving it over to South Africans, you're going to have a problem. Not only that, who's going to actually work it? Are they bringing farmers to actually work? I don't know. It's just kind of a mess. But if you think that you're going to come in and like be an ICE agent or bully or start some kind of race war with black people, I'm going to tell you how bad that's not going to work. First of all, if America with all those white people can't do that on its own and they have to try to bring in other people to do it, understand this about the black man in America. He's bodied down. Bodied down means built from head to toe. He's a brick. He's muscular from his head to his foot. He's tall and he's educated and he's strapped. Period. You're not just going to run up on a nigga. Everyone has a gun in America. No one lives in like an estate bubble wrapped life that you have to have a code to come in and out of. No. Everyone can get touched, unfortunately. So you have to just be very cautious and understand. Even just the black man and the black woman in America outclasses you in education, in finance, in employment, in every way. They just simply outclass you, especially if you're coming in as a refugee. So I don't know. I wouldn't run up on a black man because it's not going to be what you think. Then black women don't even attempt to disrespect us whatsoever. The black woman is the most educated group of people in the United States by 9.7%, outdoing Asian men, white men, and Asian women. Period. You're used to seeing black women out here that work in grocery stores, they're helpers. You don't even want to give them a proper title as a laundress or something like that so that you can pay them less, have an excuse to pay them less. But the black woman in America is again, the largest group of entrepreneurs. We're the actual boss, and we make damn good money. And the black buying power is 1.2 trillion. Hollywood has lied to a lot of people to get you to believe something that's not actually true, but you're going to find out the truth when you get there. So, I'm just saying, there's going to be a lot of culture shocks, a lot. And I think that that's going to be hard to deal with because of not evolving in your frame of mind and believing that white superiority is a real thing. It's actually a trap and a bondage for the person. It's oppressive to the
to all the South Africans that are getting ready to immigrate legally as refugees to the United States of America. Let me just address a few things so you understand where you're coming to and how life works in the United States, just so that you can rest assured that the fears that you do have will be overcome by the joys of what America has to offer. For example, when I moved here, we earned $15 an hour. That's what I earned, $15 an hour. I managed to purchase my first house while having $15 an hour. We did rent for many months. We rented in a lovely suburb in Texas. We managed to purchase a car by going to the bank, and you'll notice the banks don't have 3-4 inch bulletproof glass in them. You actually sit down and talk to the other human being and have an open conversation. You show them what you earn and they give you a loan, and you start building yourself up. And I've even built myself up that I've managed to acquire a farm, acquire a couple of vehicles, acquire my own house, and really progressing forward. So even if you come to the United States, don't worry about all these people that are saying, oh, you're going to be truck drivers and you're going to work hard. Don't worry about them, because many of the leftists, the liberals in South Africa, are like crabs. If you put two of them in a bucket and one crab gets out, the other one just pulls them back in. So disregard them. Come over to the United States and feel what it feels like to live in a country where you don't have a 10-foot fence keeping lions out, which I mean by criminals and murderers and rapists. You have the freedom of speech. You have the freedom to call the police and the police actually come. You have the freedom to apply for any job, that you're not going to be discriminated against according to the color of your skin. You can go into any field of work that you want. I wanted to be in the agricultural and golf segment, and now I'm a superintendent of a golf course, and I run a beautiful 150-acre farm. I work hard and I earn hard. So life is really good in the United States of America, especially under President Donald Trump. The world is your oyster. So you come here, you fly the American flag, you speak your native language, you speak English, your children will go to great schools where they get educated, they don't get picked on because of the color of their white skin. You can go to the bank, you can start a business, you can truly thrive in America. America is truly the land of the free, and it is the land of milk and honey. So it does feel different earning dollars and speaking to people who earn dollars, and they respect you, they love you. The church community in America is phenomenal. The hunger for God is real. And yes, we do have democratic cities, but you can just look at the state of the cities and you will understand what's wrong with them. They're led by communists and socialists, and they are falling apart, yes. But us here in the South, we are thriving. If you're looking for a job, I have positions open. The people around me have positions open. All you have to do is be yourself, show up on time, and be respectable. Luckily, that comes very easily as a South African. We show up on time, we work hard, and we earn hard, like I like to say. So for all of you who are coming over from South Africa in the second wave to embrace the American dream, get ready for it, because everything you put your heart to, you will and can achieve, because this is the land of the free and it is the land of milk and honey. If you put your mind to a business and you have a dream, you can come to America and you can earn that.
So let me get this straight. A bunch of South African YTT farmers have been granted refugee status and imported to the United States under the auspices of President Elon Blobfish Musk and Vice President Humpty Dumpty McAsscrack, the vapid bag of dog farts. None of them have been vetted. It's pissed off the Episcopal Church so much that they're not going to participate in refugee relocation. But Vice President Humpty Dumpty McFuckstick says it's not about race, even though all of them are YTT. Right? Okay. Got it. I mean, shouldn't those colonizers have been just deported back to Holland? They're not native to this country. I was just wondering. Maybe El Salvador would want them. And then at the same time, we're not accepting people on refugee status from countries that are at war. Okay. I mean, what in the raisins and the potato salad moment is that? That makes no sense.
So you guys, white American and of course white South Africans who chose to stay into the country, of course, are very fuming at the 49 South Africans who claimed refuge in America and claimed refugee status in the country. This comes after Donald Trump invited them into the country, as Elon Musk told him that South Africans are living in a genocide, and Trump then decided to open America up to them. However, it is not always rosy like they wished it would be. They are not exactly living the American life, as they are now held refuge at a church in the United States of America, where they are sleeping on the floors of that church, all 49 of the refugees. You guys, it is not as rosy like they had hoped that it was. Trump is not like giving them like housing allowances and stuff like that. So Americans have kind of reacted to Donald Trump offering these people a place to stay, and they're asking what is going to happen to them. Who is going to give them a place to stay, like housing, stuff like that, like jobs? How are they going to survive exactly in the country of the United States? You know, people are saying that Trump is a very, very racist man because he chased out illegal immigrants. He chased out Mexican people who lived in the country for so many years. He chased them out, those who were working in the country, because of the color of their skin, but he decided then to invite white racist people from South Africa, you guys, and who is going to pay for them? People were saying that Trump expects taxpayers' money to go through to the housing of the immigrants from South Africa. And as a matter of fact, there is no genocide in the country. They should have just chosen to stay in the country. They were saying that these 49 people were seeing it as an opportunity to leave their country to United States for a better opportunity. Guys, let's just face it. There's nothing rosy about the 49 people who went into the country, as they are living in destitute, sleeping on the floor, sleeping in a hall, all 49 of them. At this point, it is not clear what Trump is intending on doing with them, whether he intends on finding like a proper accommodation for them, or if they're just gonna stay there. And also the employment thing, what's gonna happen in terms of employment? Are they gonna, seek employment, go the United States of America? You guys, people on social media were going to do videos whereby they're quick to remind these Africans that, you know what, it won't be as rosy as you think, as we as American have been living into the country, have been born into the country, but yet are struggling to make ends meet. Most of us do not even have proper housing structures. We do not have proper jobs, as we are working a lot of jobs, like 2 to 3 jobs, to make sure that we can survive in the country. They're saying to these white South Africans that, you know what, you are going to suffer in the country. Guys, anyways, what are your thoughts? Please do engage it with me in the comment section down below.